Okay.
All right, so I'm here with Katie Gager, a friend that I've had since high school, and if you could tell me a little about yourself, that would be, or tell everyone a little about yourself, that would be great.
Okay, so my name is Katie Gager, and like Yura said, we've known each other for a while. I am currently a junior at Penn State, and is there anything else? I'm really involved at school, and I love it.
Um, so, what kind of cancer were you diagnosed with, and when?
So a little over 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with chronic myelogenous leukemia, um, which is not a typical cancer for someone my age. It's a cancer that's more commonly found in people 70 and over.
What kind of emotions were you experienced when you were first diagnosed?
Um, I wasn't too surprised because I hadn't been feeling good at all, and I knew something was really wrong. But um, I was definitely scared. I was worried about my family more than I was worried about myself. Because we've been dealing with a lot of cancer and death from cancer. And I felt bad for them, but I just wanted to know what was going to happen next.
How did you find out exactly?
Um, well, I hadn't been feeling well, and so I had been going to the gym more, which makes no sense. But I hadn't been feeling well, and I told my mom, and she said, "Oh, like go get a blood test while you're at school." And I said, "No, I don't want to," because I knew that if I got a blood test, that they would make me go, "Oh, Belmer."
Okay.
That's something that they were going to tell me something was really wrong, and I had obligations at school that I wasn't ready to let go of. So I waited 3 weeks until I was on spring break and went to my pediatrician. And they sent me for a blood test, and I got an ultrasound. And a few hours after I got my ultrasound, they called and told me that they had a room for me at Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh.
So, after your diagnosis, how did you go about telling your friends and family?
Um, so since my parents and aunts and uncles and good family friends were already in the emergency room with me when I got diagnosed, a lot of my family was taken care of. So like I really didn't have to tell like my brothers or sisters. But telling my friends, that was the worst. That was the worst thing I ever had to do. Was call my closest friends and tell them that I was sick. Yeah, that stunk. Took me a couple hours, and I talked to people till my phone died that night in the ICU. Um, but that was really hard. But I had to tell a lot of people over the phone.
I remember I didn't find out for a few months because
We weren't close.
we weren't that close of friends yet.
Yeah.
I was closer with Bobby, and I remember it took me. I found out on Facebook about 4 months later.
You found out on Facebook.
I saw your website, and I remember I texted or called you right after that or whatever. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, you did.
I had no idea, but that was an interesting way to find out.
Oh, I'm sorry you found out that way. I didn't know that.
So, can you tell us a little about chemotherapy?
Yeah, so I'm not on IV chemo, so not infusion, which is what people think of most of the time when they think of cancer treatments. I'm on an oral chemo, so I just take a pill every single day. And I'm really lucky that that's all I have to do because 25 years ago, my diagnosis would have basically been a death sentence because they didn't really have a treatment for it unless you could find a bone marrow transplant. So, chemo, starting it is the hardest. A lot of side effects that you get with IV chemo, except I didn't have to lose my hair. It just thinned out. And lots of stomach stuff, intestinal stuff, gross things, nausea. Hmm. Yeah, a lot of pain that I'd never felt before. That really is really hard to describe to somebody who's never had a chemo treatment. And so a lot of bone pain because it works in my bone marrow. And then it also would make I would have like muscle, not spasms, but like muscle. It would feel like I had muscle cramps, and like I would get them in my face, and it hurt so bad. But like I couldn't laugh, like I couldn't do anything but laugh about it because I was like my face literally just hurts. So yeah, it was weird. But the longer I've been on the pills, the less side effects I have.
During all these treatments, did you continue to go to school?
At the beginning, no, because my body was just too toasted. I When I came into the hospital, my blood counts were so out of normal range that it was going to take a while to get me back to normal. So my doctors kind of they thought about letting me uh, go back to school or letting me finish out my credits. But when they found out I was taking 17 credits, they decided that was too much stress. So I ended up missing 3 semesters of school.
Where did you get all your strength and resilience to get to the point where you're at now?
A lot of it was my faith, and a lot of prayer, and I think that the support that comes from my community and my family, and my good friends are really important. Then also, I just kind of knew I had to kind of just do it. And I hate feeling sick and I hate feeling like I can't do things. So that was a big motivation for me to just kind of get to where I am.
Looking back at everything that's happened so far, would you have done anything differently? You
Um, I don't think, I think that a lot of the stuff that I had to go through was so out of my control. At certain points, I wish I would have had a better attitude. But like that's really the only thing I would change.
um, do you consider yourself a survivor yet?
That's really weird. I don't know. I am in major molecular remission, which is the best thing that they can give me. They'll never be able to tell me that I am cancer free because it is a chronic condition, and since it's in the blood, there's also no way to get an accurate measure of how much is in my blood, like because you have billions of cells. So I think that for me, I'll consider myself a survivor when I can do the things that I've always wanted to do. Like right now, I can't go off my medication and do certain things. But when they tell me that I can live the life that I always wanted, then I think I'll consider myself a survivor then.
uh, if you knew someone else was going through the same thing, what advice would you have for them?
Um, Take your medicine and listen to your doctor. Because there are a lot of times where it was really frustrating, and I wake up every morning and have to take this pill, and I don't want to sometimes. Because you just want to be normal. But no, listen to your doctors and trust your doctors, but always advocate for yourself. I think that was really important. That I knew what kind of things to ask and um, to trust my doctors, but to also make sure that I'm getting all the information.
Did you know someone with a similar kind of cancer before this, or any cancer?
I have strangely enough, two of my best friends are cancer survivors. I met them both at school, and they were incredibly helpful to me through the whole process and still are. But I don't know anybody who has what I have because, again, it's mostly older people who have it.
So you haven't met anyone going through all these processes with the same type going through all this?
No.
Have you found that you have a almost separate life in like the cancer community?
I feel like sometimes I feel a little separated, but for the most part, I feel like since my treatment was so different and my experience was so different that I don't really have that much of a like I don't feel like I have that much weight in the cancer community. I am very involved in things that do revolve around cancer, like Thon. So fundraising for pediatric cancer, research and helping families get treatment. But I feel like I have certain insights that kind of help me in that way, but I don't feel like I'm a separate entity.
Do you or are you participating in any kind of exercise routine?
Yes. Whenever I can, I try to work out. It's hard if my treatment is kind of back and forth, so I'll feel good and I'll be feeling good and I'll be able to work out consistently for maybe a month, 2 months, and then something will happen and my body will shut down and I won't be able to do anything, which is really discouraging. But I try to run when I can. I also do a lot of body weight stuff and plyometrics. But I love to work out and I love to feel good. So when I feel good, I try to do it as much as I can.
Have you found that exercising when you can keeps you feeling better?
Yes, absolutely. Because I was always exercising before I was sick, so to not be able to do it was really hard for me, especially because I was exercising when I was at the height of my illness, I guess. And to have to stop when treatment started, that was really hard for me. But I mean, I just think that the more I do it, the more normal I feel and the better I feel.
All right.
Look at
well,
that squirrel. Look at that squirrel.
I was gonna. I don't even see it, but I was gonna say thank. All right. Well, I can hopefully edit this. Maybe. Oh, there it is. That thing is really fat. That thing is fat. All right. Well, I kind of want to leave this in.
Look at him.
That is a fat
It's
squirrel.
eating the suet.
That is a fat squirrel. All right.
Okay. Well.
I don't even know if I need. Do I need to say anything else?
You just had to look at that squirrel.
Look at that squirrel. All right. Well, thank you for your time and help and all this, Katie.
Well, you're welcome.